We are Flavours of India, and this is a bit of an East-West fusion. What I find interesting is Nandita and Mazur are trained in Indian classical music. I am trained in Western classical music, and I know Eastern classical music. In some ways, I think it's more sophisticated than Western, especially in terms of the rhythms and the rhythmic patterns. Yeah, and so I'm so blessed to have you both here. And when we first started just jamming together, I used to wonder, well, I improvise now. And how would this go with such a disciplined training, these two? Well, it goes perfectly. They seem very happy about it, so that's wonderful. So you'll be experiencing some lovely, authentic Indian music and some solos from everybody as well, and some images and stories, a few stories. There'll be some sharing from my trip to India last summer, and Nandita, of course, some of you probably already heard some of her stories. She will be sharing some of the Indian mythology. So I think we're ready to start.
So today we will start with some chants. Me and Deborah will chant together, and these chants are in Sanskrit, which is the ancient language of India, and all the ancient scripts are written in Sanskrit, and these are some of the universal peace mantra which me and Deborah will chant. These are from Upanishad and Vedas. And if you are familiar with the chants, or if you know how to do Om, please feel free to join us. In our lives. Let all of us be peaceful. Om Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the next song is basically it's a Hindi song, and it's kind of a chirpy kind of a song. So me and Deborah, we both like the song, and Masroor. And by the way, I just feel very honored to play with such talented people like Deborah Judith and Masroor who's in today. They both are extremely accomplished percussionist as well as pianist. So that's definitely my good fortune to play with them.
And ours, Nandita, and ours. It's because of you this concert is happening.
Thank you. So this song just says that, we all are together in this journey which we call as life. So let's walk together and smile together. Keep each other happy. And the next is a story from India, a mythological story. And this is about Lord Ganesh. And Lord Ganesh is always worshipped, the first one. He is the first one. And that's why I thought it's important that I tell that story in the beginning. So, as all of you know, or most of you know, Lord Ganesh has an elephant head. That's the god we're talking about. And how he got the elephant head, that's the story. So once goddess Durga, also named as Parvati, told her son Ganesh that I'm going to take a bath. So you guard the door. Don't let anybody come in. So Ganesh, because mother has told, he was doing his duty. And in the meantime, Lord Shiva tried to come in the house because it was his house. Ganesh is supposed to be Parvati or Durga and Shiva's son. So he won't let Lord Shiva come in. Shiva's one form is full of fury. So he was very angry that why are you not letting me come in? And so he chopped off head off Ganesh. In a fit of anger. So when Parvati came out and he saw that Ganesh is dead, his head was cut off, she was just devastated. She started crying. She was in so much pain. So looking at her pain, Lord Shiva said that, okay, I'll bring him back to life. And Lord Shiva sent Vishnu to find any head of an animal. Whatever you see the first, bring it back to me. That's what Vishnu did. He saw an elephant head, brought it back, and Lord Shiva brought Ganesh back to life. Now here, this is quite a popular story. The main thing is that here, Parvati actually, the symbol is that she is a normal soul, a human soul, what we call Jivatma. And we be trying to get rid of our negativity. That's what is the symbol that she went to take a bath. And when we try to, or when we are able to get rid of our negativity, the supreme bliss comes automatically. That's what Lord Shiva symbolizes here. So he was trying to come, but then our own ego, which is in the form of Ganesh here, will not let the God come into our lives. So the God has to cut it down and then come. So it's a mixture of Jivatma and the supreme bliss, the ultimate God. So that's the symbol of the story. And also Lord Shiva blessed Ganesh that anything happens, any kind of worship, anyhow, any occasion, you will be the one who will be worshipped first. So everywhere, all over the world, Ganesh is worshipped first, all over the world for Hindus. This is the first one. So I will finish with a small chant. This one. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Shubhakareshu Sarvada. We'll do Om Ganeshaya Namah. You want to join me? Om Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Ganeshaya Namaha. So we'll go to the next song, and this is composed by Tagore. It's a song in Bengali. Tagore was born in India about 150 years ago. And the song talks about the interconnectedness of nature and human beings. That the cool breeze is there, the birds are chirping, flowers are blooming, and my whole existence is merged in that. Aadhe ko ghume, nayanu chume. story by Deborah.
Anyhow, I did want to tell a story with hopefully some facetiousness in it about rules of driving in India on the roads. I'm imagining what driving school must look like in India, and I can tell you what the first rule is. Honk your horn. What are the reasons? Well, if somebody's in your way, honk your horn. If somebody's not in your way, honk your horn. If somebody's blocking you on one side of the street, honk your horn and go to the other side and drive in that lane, just, going around. And it's just constant honking. I'm trying to think of other reasons. Is there somebody on the sidewalk? Honk your horn. I think maybe it's just like, here I am, look at my scooter, look at my motorcycle. I mean, it's constant. And it's actually very, very piercing. So it's an interesting thing. Well, then the driving, I think people drive by intuition. Because in one city I was in, there were traffic lights, but they didn't seem to mean anything. There were lights on, and people just are going. Oh, I'm going. And everybody's just getting out of each other's way. And that seems complex enough, but I did not dare to drive. My friend said, oh, will you drive my motorcycle? I'm like, yeah, someday on a country road, maybe. Because not only that, there's a lot of, oh, great. And there's a lot of, there's so many vehicles on the road. About 90% of them are scooters and motorcycles. There's a few cars, then there's a lot of auto rickshaws, that's me. And then there's the zoo on the road. Not only are you driving on the road, you're sharing it with tons of animals, because I'm sure most of you know the cow is sacred in India, so there are cows all over the roads, and they're lovely, beautiful, very beautiful, friendly-looking creatures, and totally trusting. Like, I'll see a cow in the middle of a road that's just streaming traffic, and he's got his tail out, or its leg stuck out there, and everybody's just driving around it. And yeah, so the road is not only for people and their vehicles, it's for cows, dogs, goats, donkeys, and pigs. And they're all there, and oh, there's a road. Not many vehicles, and there's one cow. And notice the lack of things like sidewalks and boulevards. You don't just walk out the door, I'm going for a walk. You walk out the door, you're in the middle of a busy street. Period. So it's definitely a different situation. Plus I also learned, keep your mouth closed, because you will get gritty matter in your mouth. And wash out your eyes when you get home. Don't be surprised if what comes out is a little bit on the black side. And it's quite amusing. And I enjoyed all the animals there. Driving around, I used to go moo, moo, and joke with my friend's mother that if any cows followed me home, that was because of me. But actually there was a cow that came to the gate of their yard every day for scraps. So the cows are very much integral to the life, and that is driving in India. But I still think the number one rule is honk your horn. And have a very piercing horn.
Okay, so I'll tell a story from India, which is probably not that funny. And then I'll be followed by Deborah's music again. So this story is about Durga. Durga is one of the goddesses. And when we were planning this event, I was like Lord Shiva and Ganesh. And Deborah said, no, one Ganesh is good enough. Others will be all goddesses. Okay, so now the next story is about goddess Durga. There was one
goddesses that kick butt.
Okay, that's good. Okay. So once there was a demon named Rambha, and he prayed to Brahma, saying that he wanted to have a child. So he got a child, and then he went to Vishnu, saying that he should be so powerful, my son should be so powerful that nobody should be able to kill him. He should be all powerful. And then his name was Mahishasur. So no god, no human being, no animals should be able to kill my son. That was he worshipped to Vishnu, and Vishnu said, okay, That's fine. You have prayed to me, you have worshipped for such a long time. That's what will happen. So Mahishasur grew up and he was fine. He was all right. But then slowly he realized that I'm all powerful. I can do pretty much anything and nothing will be able to destroy me. So I think he became overconfident, a little bit too power conscious. And he started going everywhere, killing people, torturing people, grabbing their land, and it happened for quite some time. So then all the three main lords, which are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, they said, okay, we will have to do something about this person, Mahishasur. So because the boon was that he will not be destroyed by anything, nor gods, nor an animal, nor a human being. So they, out of their energy, they created a goddess which is named Durga. So it is a female divine form of pure energy they created. And all the gods gave her some weapons to fight the Mahishasur. And then she confronted this demon named Mahishasur. And the fight was there for 3 days and 3 nights. And at the end, Durga was the winner. She killed the Mahishasur. And this festival is celebrated all over by Hindus. And in the month of October, for 3 days, we celebrate continuously and worship Ma Durga. So the symbol is that, we all have this divine energy inside us, the feminine divine energy, which is very powerful, and we all have within us. So I'll just finish this small story with one small chant, and it says that I worship the divinity inside you, which is inside all of us. Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah. Like with the melody, we have always beats along with it. One percussion instrument, there are several, and the one he's playing is tabla. And these are very specific, so they keep repeating themselves. So the first one the master will play is known as dadra. It's used quite often in traditional and folk songs, right? This has 6 beats and 2 divisions. So we'll just show it slowly. So there is dha, dhin, na, tin, na. So there's a distinct sounds is producing and repeatedly. So dha, dhin, na, dha, tu, na, dha, dhi, na, dha, tu, na. And there's another one Master will play that is known as Trital. It is usually performed when somebody is doing a classical performance. It can be a vocal recital or an instrumental. So traditionally it has 16 beats. There are 4 divisions of each. So let's try slowly and then he'll pick up the beats. So, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, na, tin, tin, na, ta, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, dha, dhin, dhin, dha, na, tin, tin, na, ta, dhin, dhin, dha. Thank you, Master. That was great. I really enjoy his playing. The next song again is by Tagore. As many of you are familiar with, Rabindranath Tagore is my favorite poet. And he was a philosopher, a mystic, a saint, a writer, and a poet. He composed about 2,500 songs and thousands of poems. And I'm very greatly influenced by his work. It's very close to my heart. So whenever I want to perform anything, that's what comes to my mind. And this one is set in Rag Bhairavi. It talks about, it's based on a concept which is there in Hinduism, which says God is basically sound. Sound is the ultimate God. So Nada Brahma. Nada is sound and Brahma is the supreme bliss. So that's the basis of this song. And it says that, gentle breeze is blowing and my body, which is like a musical instrument, it's playing some song. The birds are blooming, the flowers are blooming and the birds are chirping. And we can hear the music in nature, though you don't see any musical instrument, but there is music all over the universe. Mor bina othe kon shurebaji. That's in Bengali. And I'll be accompanied by Masroor and Deborah. story before Deborah goes again. So then, this is a story about Shiva and Shakti. So there was once a king named as Daksha. He got a daughter named Sati, and she worshipped Lord Shiva, and ultimately she wanted to marry him. And Sati's father said, no, Lord Shiva is not very rich, he is poor, so don't marry him.
Poor God.
Poor God. But Sati said, no, I'm going to marry him. And that's what she did. And after a few years, he did a yagna, like it's a worship, where it's a very ceremonious worship where you light some fire and you invite a lot of people. Everybody participates in that festival, in the worship ceremony. But Daksha did not invite his own daughter Sati and Lord Shiva because they were not rich. So Sati thought that I will go anyway, it's my father's house, I should go. And she went there and realized that Daksha is not really giving any significance and importance, not welcoming her because she's married to Shiva and they are not rich. And she felt very humiliated, and she jumped into the fire and killed herself. And Shiva came to know about this, came to Daksha's house, took the charred body of Sati. He was so much in pain, he was sad, he was angry. He took the body of Sati on his shoulder and went everywhere, and it was total destruction. Wherever he went, he just destroyed everything. So Vishnu, realizing that this will probably destroy the human race, everything will be finished. So what he did, he started cutting those pieces of Sati's body. Once they were all gone, it was chopped into 52 pieces, and they fell all over the India and nearby countries. And once the body was gone, Shiva then calmed down. Like we all are sometimes very angry, sometimes we calm down after a while. So that's what happened. Lord Shiva calmed down. And he was still sad. In the meantime, then Sati was reborn as Parvati. She prayed, and then she married Lord Shiva again. And then it is completed. She married him, and that marriage is celebrated as Shivaratri. It's an annual festival in around August end. We celebrate it here also. It basically signifies the balance. Shiva is the supreme consciousness, and Parvati or Sati is the manifestation of that consciousness. And we need both to maintain the balance. You need the masculine consciousness and the feminine, the female divine energy. And that's the beauty of this. Without Shakti, Lord Shiva is not complete. So I'll finish this story again with a small chant. It says that you can call Durga, you do good to everybody, and you complete Lord Shiva. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute.
Anyhow, well, since we're on this picture, this area is a World Heritage Site. It's the Caves of Ellora, and an entire huge series of caves and temples have been carved into a mountainside. This is on the other side of that. It's a beautiful this was the monsoon season, so it was it wasn't raining at that point, but for the 5-hour car ride home, it was pouring solidly. You can see a couple of entrances, and it's just amazing, the sophistication. There's different degrees of it, and there are Hindu deities and there are Buddhas. This is a combination of both, but this is inside a mountain. This has been carved, and there's the lotus on the ceiling, the lotus flower, and you could spend probably a month there. And we only had 3 or 4 hours. There's many, the elephants figure prominently through, the beautiful details there. That's another Buddhist, there's a Buddha. So in these there are many Shiva Parvati statues, but also then later, the caves show different eras. You can see that how many hundreds of years did it take to develop these. I mean, a lot of pictures, but it was touristy. So the men and the women figure prominently, and they're not, India's a pretty shy country now about sexuality, but you can see in the statues that there's been a much different attitude. I don't know why we're getting so many versions of this one, but I'm not sure if this one, is this Buddhist or Hindu? Do you recognize, Nandita?
I did more Hindu.
More Hindu.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is one thing I really enjoy about Hinduism is that the deities, there is a complete balance and equality between the male and female deities. And I've just found something lacking for me personally when I see sort of in this country, I'm kind of like, well, where's the girls? And I mean, there's Mother Mary, but boy, some of these Hindu goddesses, and I hope one picture comes up, you don't want to mess with them. They've got swords, they've got 1,000 arms, and they've got some dead guy under their feet. And not that it's a guy per se, it's the quality of Maya or negativity or. And people like to rub the statues for prosperity and fertility, and they tend to have favorite parts to rub. This is a Shiva Lingam with Buddhas behind. And this is a broken one. You can see it goes right down. Now this is interesting because often people just call it the Shiva Lingam. But excuse me, if you look at what's surrounding it, that's Parvati. That's the yoni. It's the male and female in union. So again, I say, as a foreigner, why not Shiva Parvati? So beautiful goddesses. You can see there's been color. Here's a huge Shiva Lingam. Often there's milk poured on them or other fluids. It goes down through the channel, goes out. This one again very polished from all the hand rubbing over the centuries. There was one large temple in a room where we were looking at, and the guide knew the dates, and he's saying, well, this is from the 700s, this is from the 1200s, so this has been around for a very long time. And people will give offerings. There may be a picture that shows up where it shows people putting money and flowers on the lingams, and I hope the picture changes soon. But there were carvings in the floor again. They're just beautiful. I think is this Vishnu? You have to help me with that. There he goes.
Vishnu,
Yeah. And there's many pictures which show couples, happy couples, smiling couples too. Like they're really honoring the togetherness of the masculine and femininity, the feminine, the balance between the masculine and feminine. I mean, once upon a time I got a booklet from door-to-door religion folks, and it had a picture of all the angels in heaven looking down on earth, and they were all men with beards. How boring. But there's some of the scale of this. Look at, this is the main temple, and look, they've got stories carved in the wall. There's Lord Rama in there somewhere, of the monkey too. See, and these are telling stories. And there's different levels of sophistication in the carving. Some look just, there's things that are started, they clearly aren't finished. You see the intention. You wonder what happened. Where did they go? What a civilization. Can we even imagine what it would be like? And then, so probably we should move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the story's kind of open-ended for me, and continuing because I will be returning to India for more. I've got there's a temple to goddess Amba, and it's up at the top of a mountain outside of Junagadh. 10,000 steps you climb. But the temperatures here were between plus 32 to plus 40. So I wasn't climbing any mountains, but when I go, it'll be in the winter. More temperatures that this body can go up the mountain to see my Amba. And she rides a lion, and she carries quite a few daggers and swords. Again, so watch out. These ladies they know how to take care of themselves.
And this place, Ajanta and Ellora, this one was from Ellora, and the energy is unbelievable. We spent about 2 days there.
I love them.
And because there's a lot of chanting has gone there in the caves. This was actually a mountain, and they have carved everything, and they have made the Shivalanga and Buddha, everything has been carved in the mountain basically. And centuries of chanting is there, and you can just feel it.
Mm-hmm.
When I went, I visited, I was tired that day, but at the end of the day, I just didn't want to go anywhere else. I wanted to stay there. It was so powerful.
And they have little small rooms that would just fit one person for meditating, and many rooms with little Shiva Parvati.
And Buddha.
Yeah.
Interestingly, that there are not too many places where you can find
A happy smiling
Shiva
couple.
and Buddha, a Buddha's meditative pose and Shiva and Parvati together. So both the religions are very much together in those caves.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the chanting, I think the energy is really positive and powerful.
Yeah, I had potato chips for breakfast, and we were completely energized until the car ride home, and then I was.
So we'll finish with a small classical piece, Indian classical, and it's based on Rag Bhairav. And Bhairav is another name of Lord Shiva. And it depicts as Shiva depicts. So Rag Bhairav also depicts peace, power, glory, and devotion, all at the same time. Shiva is very powerful, yet very peaceful, and he is very kind, very devoted to his devotees. So that's what this raga depicts. And just a picture of the raga is that, just imagine that Lord Shiva is meditating in a dark cave of Himalaya, the mountain, and the morning rays come in. So that's the state when he comes out of his meditation. The morning rays are coming in the caves, and Lord Shiva is meditating. That's Rag Bhairav.
what working together can do. It can bridge continents, bridge worlds, and I'm so delighted to have this opportunity to blend.
And to get connected.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity for me to come all the way, thousands of kilometers, I don't know how many oceans, seas across, come here and connect to all these beautiful people in this room today. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.